how I promoted my video content to get 5 sales calls in the first 5 weeks. Or the first, oh my fucking god, dude. I literally, stupid as shit. How I promoted my video content to get 5 sales calls in the first week. Take two. Three, two, one. Action. Founders, do not make another piece of content until you can do this one thing. It's not enough to make a ton of content and hope people find it. Creating great content isn't enough. When you're just starting out, you need to meet your audience where they already are and put the content in front of them so it's easy for them to digest and consume. So, what does that look like? I'll show you how I did exactly that, resulting in my first 5 sales calls booked in the first 5 days of doing this, and some lessons I learned along the way so you can accelerate your time to success. So when you're just starting out creating your content, you need to do everything possible to get those initial views from your target audience. And this is where you must be very intentional because just any old regular view doesn't matter. It really needs to come from your target audience, which should be your ideal customer. If you can get their eyeballs on it, that's massive and it's going to accelerate your audience growth. Social platforms in general won't know how to categorize your content when you just start creating, or if you have a smaller body of work. So that'll put you in front of a bunch of people to see who engages, see who it resonates with, and then that's where it'll categorize your content into that bucket. You can help assist with SEO, but that's a strategy that's going to take weeks and potentially even months. So here's my shortcut strategy that you have to steal because it's going to shortcut your time to days. First, find out where your customers hang out online. Maybe it's Facebook groups or on LinkedIn or even on TikTok. And you must make content for them there on that platform that they're already on. You cannot speak to an empty room, right? You cannot sell to an empty room. You have to fish where the fish are. This is imperative because asking customers to consume your content on a different platform is a lot of friction. That's going to put them off. It's going to make it a lot harder for them to buy from you. And you have to I would just avoid all that. You have to find out where they live and create content for them there. That's where the upside is. So I'll tell you a story about how I did this on accident, and this led to 5 sales calls. So I made a bunch of video content on YouTube Shorts and YouTube for a business I was working on previously, a paid ads agency, and I got a ton of view on my shorts, right? But nobody was throwing cash at me, which is, okay, shocker. I couldn't really understand or fathom like how I was able to get 800, 900 views on my shorts, but not one person was interested in using my service. I couldn't get one person out of 900 interested, right? So I felt like a failure, and I was like, okay, well, let me work through this. And I came to the realization like, okay, maybe my content isn't good enough. And while that was partly true, I think that 90% of the time, content just isn't good enough, and that's why it's not getting shared or engaged with. But I realized like, no matter how many views I got, I wasn't able to actually target who my shorts were going to. It could be going to anyone, and I realized like, that's a lot of stuff that's out of my control. That's a lot of hope in the strategy. I don't really like hope as a business strategy. So I brainstormed and I thought of ways that I could get in touch with my target audience, which was dentists at the time. So I really thought about like, where would a dentist be, right? They're not going to be on LinkedIn because LinkedIn is a bit more white collar, a bit more corporate. So I checked Facebook and I found multiple Facebook groups that were dedicated to dental marketing, which is what I was doing. And I tried to join as many as I could. Once I was in, I asked the admin if I could just provide value via video content. I wasn't looking to sell my services. And this was key, right? The mindset you need for video marketing to work is you have to build goodwill within the audience by providing as much value as you can for free. Give until they ask for your help. If you can do this, then you will build goodwill. And when you do ask, you can make a much bigger ask. It also triggers reciprocity. So when you give value, people feel a little bit weird. They feel a little bit guilty or subconsciously feel the need to return value. And this comes in the form of engaging with your CTA or your offer. So when you eventually do sell something or have an offer, they will engage with that. So going back to my story, I would be in this Facebook group and I would post content like every day. And it would be a mixture of articles, it would be a mixture of video content, written content. And within 3 days, people started reaching out to me, right? 3 days. That's literally all it took. People would comment their questions. And I'll have like that up here so you can see what that looks like. And And then a few people even DM me. So I'll have that here on the side as well so you can see what those DMs look like. But this is the proof that this worked. So, and I got these, I went back to my Facebook, I went back to the Facebook group, I went back to my DMs, and I grabbed some of them to show you what it looks like. So this is just me engaging with people that were already interested. Some people reached out to get more information, some didn't, but the point was to be helpful. So the person that DM'd me, I was able to actually work with her and help her out. But the point of all this is that it only took me 3 days of content. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get leads in 3 days, but here's where the insight is that I extracted from this. I met people where they already were, and I was teaching them something that I was already decent at. Now, when you are selling a technical, when you're selling a service that's a bit more broad, okay, hold on. So I'm not saying you're going to get leads in 3 days, but I can promise you that you will get as many leads as you want if you understand where your customer hangs out online, go there to provide value with quality video content, and do that with a selfless mindset of giving value without anything in return because you believe in the thing you're sharing. And then you do that for a long enough period of time, people will reach out to you to ask for help. Like, I promise you that. So that was my main takeaway from this promotion that I did. I never really understood why or how it worked, but as I reflected on it, it made a lot of sense. So the one reason I think it works really well is if you're selling to an industry that's pretty technical, like a service business, like accounting or a vet clinic or dental, and you're selling them a service that's a bit more broad, like marketing, you can stand out very quickly because dentists know teeth, not marketing or sales. Okay. Dentists know teeth, not marketing or sales. So you immediately become the default authority and the default expert in that group because you just know more than them. And they could be dentists for 30 years. They might know a little bit about marketing, but you will have probably spent more time doing marketing than that. So you become the default expert. And you're also making it very easy to consume your content because you're literally posting it where they live. Okay. You're also making it very easy for them to consume your content because you are literally posting it where they already live. You're letting them know about your existence without them taking any action. So that's zero friction with 100% upside. So if you're a founder selling to service businesses, you can crush if you try the strategy out because you will likely see a lot of success in this aspect. If you're a founder that's selling to individuals or other types of businesses, there's still value in going where your customer hangs out because you're removing the complexity from their life to find you. For example, if you sell to founders or software builders, you can find yourself on Twitter, right, or X. You can post about your content there and find others in that space relatively easily. I'm making a separate video about how to crush it on Twitter. I'm not sure when I'll be sharing that, so be sure to subscribe so you can get that video when it drops. But end of the day, my point is this. Customers need to know you exist, and sometimes it helps to put ourselves in front of them by going to them instead of hoping that they find us. Hope is not a sustainable business strategy. So that's basically my story of how I got my first couple of sales calls and leads in the first few days of posting content. So let me know in the comments how you got your first couple of leads or how you got your first couple of sales calls. Or if you haven't gotten leads yet, let me know what you think of this strategy. And if you value honest insights from someone that's in the trenches of video marketing, hit that like and subscribe button. It would mean the world to me and let me know that I'm doing a good job. Thanks.